Hi everyone, this is Cody, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review of the Echo PB770T backpack blower. Okay, so just to run down some specs on this machine. So the engine displacement is 63.3 cc's, so it's pretty big. It also makes a lot of power for the size it has. The air volume, so the CFM in the pipe is 756, which is also really good. And then the maximum airspeed is 234. So 756 CFM is a lot of CFM. You're going to be able to move a lot of leaves with this versus having less CFM. The mile per hour, it's a high number, which is good, although it really doesn't matter much compared to CFM, at least for moving leaves. Now the dry weight is 24.3 pounds. So that also means it's relatively lightweight, and what we'll look at later, which is kind of the suspension system, it's really comfortable to use for long periods of time. Okay, so having a look a little bit up close. So here we have the starter handle. That's how you're going to start the thing. The recoil is nice because you can easily take it off and change out the rope if it were to break. Then here you have the choke lever, so that's pretty easy. Just choke on and off. When it's cold, it usually starts up. You put it on choke, give it a few primes, second pull pretty much every time. And then if it's warm, you just start it. One pull always works. And now the air cleaner. The air cleaner is in here. Okay, so with the air cleaner off, in this section, there's kind of this piece, and then there's actually a foam filter in there. So that's going to be nice. It's going to filter out kind of the bigger stuff, and you can easily kind of wash that out. And then this filter is kind of a paper filter, and you can tap it on stuff to get the dust out of it. And then you can also replace these. And I like this system because some people just use the paper filters, and that kind of limits you on cleaning ability, whereas this kind of uses both, so the paper filter doesn't get dirty quite as fast. It's not so easy to get in there. You have to take out those screws, but overall it works pretty nicely. Okay, so taking a look at the side of it, move it around. As you can see down in here, or maybe you can't, there's springs in there, so that allows this back portion to move separately. And then it also has a little rubber pad on the bottom, so if it bounces off, it doesn't really vibrate at all. And then on the actual back here, you've got a nice kind of foam pad, which is pretty comfortable. And then you see some blowers just have plastic, which is really uncomfortable. And then it actually has a fan that goes in there, and it has vents, which is really nice when you first try it on. You kind of get used to it. I don't think it comes with an adapter plate that you can actually cover that up with, but I don't know that I'd ever use it, because if you had any sort of jacket, you wouldn't really feel these. But it is nice because you don't get a big sweat spot on your back. And then the straps, these are actually replacement straps. I had to drill some holes and put these in, but they're pretty nice. They've got the load lifters up here, and then nice and padded. They last for a while. And then it doesn't have any sort of waist strap. I think some of the Husqvarnas do. But really, with the weight of this thing and the comfort, I don't think I've ever wanted one. And now having a look at the tube itself, it's got Echo's Posi Lock system here. So you can connect the tubes together, and then the actual switch. So all the way forward is off. One notch back is on in the just in the run position, and then that's the throttle lock, the cruise control, pulling it back. So if you just use on-off, it works fine, but if you use cruise control and then want to turn cruise control off without turning the machine off, you're going to end up turning the machine off. So it's good and bad. And then the throttle works good. You just push it, just like that. And then the tube is nice. You can kind of bend it in any direction. And then the end on it is also just a round end, and it works pretty good. Now one more thing, I think I forgot to show you where the spark plug was. So just under this cover here, it peels up. There's the spark plug and the spark plug boot under there. I'll probably replace that next year. So that's where that is. The engine does seem kind of covered up, but everything seems pretty easy to get to. The normal stuff, obviously, if you have to do any engine maintenance, it could be a bit of a pain. The gas tank is quite big. It's big enough for it. It runs through quite a bit of gas, so it's probably not the blower just for blowing off sidewalks. But if you're doing a lot with leaves in the fall, which we're coming up on the big part of leaf season, it's going to be really helpful. Okay, so after all that, let's see, that took about 5 minutes. I've got pretty much all of that cleaned up. I mean, I'm sure there's still some leaves. I kind of did it fast. Having a look at the backpack blower, still working good. Let's go check out the pile. Keep in mind, I didn't fully clean this up, but I got most of it. So there's a huge pile of leaves. So I'll have to put that into bins now and take it to the compost heap. But overall, the blower, it works really well. I use it, I mean, it's great here, but if you're just doing stuff around your house, I wouldn't really recommend this, because I use this for other clients and stuff. So for lawn care jobs. And if you have a lawn that has a really big driveway, it's probably worth bringing this along just so you can clean it up really fast. But if you're just doing small lawns, there's no need for it. It's just going to use gas and be heavy. But the comfort really is good. Earlier today I used a different Echo, a PB770T, and that thing, it's pretty powerful. Not as much CFM, but it didn't have any of the pads or the springs on it, and it's way less comfortable than this. So if you're thinking about getting a backpack blower, I'd recommend this one. I mean, if you're looking for a powerful thing. So I think it retails for about $499. I picked this one up, I think, for $230 from a lawn care guy. He seemed pretty nice. He was downsizing. He had too many of the things, so I got a pretty good deal on it, I think. It still runs great, has great compression. Everything's pretty much new on it. So it'll get a lot more use. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next video.